name is Tabatils, comes from tobacco in Spanish, which means tobacco in English. It is a plant with a thick and hairy stem, very branchy, large evergreen leaves with very marked nerves and reddish flowers, grouped in clusters, and it can reach up to 3 meters in height. And the ending, tillis, comes from fertilis in Latin, which means fertilizer in English. Fertilizer comes from the Latin fertilis, bearing in abundance, fruitful or productive. The most common kind of organic fertilizer is animal manure or peat, and other fertilizers are made of specific nutrients like nitrogen or potassium. By choosing the name Tabatils, we want to create a machine that turns used tobacco into fertilizer. By that, we can reduce the amount of tobacco waste and bring new and fresh fertilizer into life. Having that thought in mind, our chosen name was created in honor of the youth energy to better our world and hope for everyone to see waste in such a valuable way that we do.
Now, we will together investigate the danger of smoking cigarettes. First, let's see the reality all over the world. According to World Health Organization, cigarette smoking has taken away about 6 million lives a year. If this habit does not be given up, there will be over 1 billion people dying because of smoking in this century. Moreover, there are about 7 million people who die due to illness caused by smoking cigarettes each year, and the most striking thing is over 600,000 people die because they have to or accidentally breathe the air that contains cigarette smoke. So, what's happened in Vietnam? Vietnam is one of the 15 countries in which has many people who contain cigarettes and are even addicted to them. In particular, if we estimate people who are over their 15, about 1 male in 2 is a smoker. As specified by the Global Investigation on the Number of Smoking People, Vietnam has 53% of people who do not smoke but accidentally live in the smoky air in their houses, and about nearly 40% are faced with that air in their workplace. Due to that, each year there are estimated to be almost 400,000 cases of death because of cigarettes. From all of the information above, have we ever wondered with that enormous number of used cigarettes, where did their waste go to? Following the U.S. National Library of Medicine, tobacco waste is commonly discarded onto beaches, sidewalks, streets, parks, and many other public places where children, domestic animals, and wildlife may be exposed to the risk of ingestion. According to the National Fire Protection Association, cigarette-caused fires result in more than 1,000 civilian deaths, 3,000 critical injuries, many among firefighters, and $400 million in direct property damage each year. So, how can tobacco waste be beneficial to fertilizer? First, tobacco is an excellent source of nitrogen. According to the Fertilizer Institute, nitrogen is essential in making sure plants are healthy. That is because it is crucial for the formation of protein, and protein makes up of much of the tissues of most living things. Below is a picture of corn that is nitrogen deficient. Second, fertilizer composted by tobacco waste had the ability to against unexpected insects to the plants. Many research has shown that nicotine contained in tobacco waste can be utilized as an insecticide. Third, cigarette ashes are cheap and can easily be found in most public places, so that plant production will be cost less and be more convenient to produce. Fourth, by doing that, we will lend a hand to help the earth decrease the amount of tobacco waste, which recently causes so many bad effects to the environment. But there is still few risks. that may happen when using fertilizer composted by tobacco waste. The plants grown from that fertilizer are not only at risk of tobacco mosaic virus, or also called as TMV, but the nicotine in cigarettes may also harm beneficial insects such as earthworms, ladybirds, and plants as well. So, how can this machine work? First, we put all of the ingredients, such as tobacco waste, chopping vegetables, and water, and so on, that have been prepared into the small metal box. Then, closing the machine with a cover made of corrugated plastic. After that, turn on the electricity supply to get the mixing machine to work. Until the mixture looks like mud, turn off the electricity supply of the mixing machine and turn on the light bulbs to keep the mixture warm. During that time, when the heat begins to be given off, the thermometer, which is assembled outside the large metal box, is measuring the temperature. When the temperature is about 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, we slowly turn off the light bulbs and again let the mixing machine work so as to make the mixture more porous. Remember to repeat those two actions routinely until the mixture looks denser than the preheated one. While doing that, heat may cause steam, but it is not a big deal if we have vent holes to reduce the amount of steam in the box so that the container is not stuffy. Turning off the machine and waiting for a few minutes to let it cool down to get the result. And ta-da! Here we have an organic fertilizer composed of tobacco waste.
Our machine has many advantages. First, by using the metal box, the metal material retains heat for inner workings. This helps to increase the efficiency of our working, letting the final product to have high quality and effectiveness. The machine is equipped with a thermometer to monitor the internal temperature situation. By having the thermometer, the heat will be under control, so our users can have better supervision of its working process. This also leads to safety for the users and high-quality products. Those are the technical advantages. The machine still affects users positively in the following ways. For farmers, there's a new fertilizer for crops. By making fertilizers by themselves, they can control the amounts in need or the outcome of their crops. And for smokers, when their cigarette butts are disposed of, they are also aware that smoking is not good for the environment. From there, they can consider whether to stop smoking. But this only happens when they at least have a responsibility to the community and the environment. On the other hand, we still have some disadvantages that we have to get rid of. The heat produced by the light bulbs may not be enough to heat up the metal box. We will continue to do some research to come up with the exact number for the highest efficiency. To have the metal box to warm up, you need to add more bulbs. However, this can lead to a waste of electrical energy. When using, there must be a discrete plastic tube to put cigarette butts into the machine. The plastic tops can be attached to the machine. However, because the top is made of plastic, exposure to extreme heat can cause the tube to melt. This is our future vision and what we will do if we can make it into round 2. And having an idea in mind, our team is so enthusiastic to put all the words and pages into reality. And from the end of round 1, January 2022, to the start of round 2, March 2022, Tabatils will be following this timeline and ideas for developing the machine. To mid-January 2022, we'll plan more ideas to improve and avoid flaws in the best way possible, making the process of creating this machine reasonable, affordable, and useful, and to create a working scratch. To mid-February 2022, we will use models and materials to have a better view of the project. And to March 2022, we'll be testing, improve, and getting feedbacks from users and prepare for introducing to the judges. And this is our budget. Some equipments required: corrugated plastic, about 68,000 VND, about $3 per sheet, and we'll be needing 1 sheet. Light bulbs, 12,000 VND, and about 50 cents per bulbs, and we'll be needing 21 bulbs. A thermometer, about 50,000 VND, and equals to $2 per thermometer, and we'll be needing 1. And we also need a metal box, about 800,000 VND, and approximately to $35 per box, and we'll be needing 1 box. And our total budget approximately $57, and add some additional expenses. Ingredients required per use: tobacco waste, chopping vegetables, and water. These are really easy to find in your own home. And this is also the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and really hope that we can go together in a long way. From Tabatils.